Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money. With your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 414 of Screw the Commute podcast. I'm here with Kellen Fisher, and what a great example of attitude this lady has. I mean, instead of crying and woe is meing about the pandemic, she used it to make a major shift in her life and started a new business. She screwed the commute. And I was going to say every night for her is a 3-dog night, but I think it's 5 dogs now from what I was reading. Maybe we'll have her tell us about her work with dogs in a minute. All right, hope you didn't miss episode 413. Now, this is another great example of a person just perfect for this show. Okay. She got fired 4 times in a row. From 4 jobs in a row, she got fired, and then she got Media Professional of the Year award. I don't know how you do that, but perfect for this show. Now, how would you like to hear your own voice here on Screw the Commute? Well, if the show's helped you out at all in your business or given you ideas to help you start a business, we want to hear about it. Visit screwthecommute.com, look for a little blue sidebar that says send a voicemail, click on it, talk into your phone or computer, and tell us how the show's helped you. And hey, also put your website in there so you can get a big shout out on a future episode of Screw the Commute. And while you're over there, we got 2 great things for you. One is an automation ebook. These are the tools that I've used to handle up to 150,000 subscribers and 40,000 customers without pulling my hair out. We sell this book for $27, but it's yours free for listening to the show. So visit screwthecommute.com/automate free, and you'll see all these cheap and free and powerful tools that I've used over many years. And while you're over there, pick up a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP. And you can put us on your cell phone and tablet and take us with you on the road. All right. I know everybody's still freaking out with the pandemic. You know, your kids are in school one day. Next day, they say, no, they'll burst into flames if you send them to school. I don't know what they're trying to tell parents out there, but parents had to quit their jobs if they even had one, and there's a lot of pain and suffering out there. I get it. But I have been preaching for 23 years about this. I've been selling on the commercial internet since it began in 1994, 27 years ago, and I've been teaching it for 23 years, and myself and my students aren't suffering because of this pandemic. I mean, we're able to sell from our home, and everybody's like kind of getting it now. Like I've been preaching it for 23 years, and now they say, oh, I guess we can sell from home. I didn't realize. yeah, you can. So about 13 years ago, I formalized it in the only licensed dedicated internet marketing school in the country, probably the world, imtcva.org. It's a distance learning school certified to operate by SHEV, the State Council on Higher Education in Virginia. But you don't have to be in Virginia. If you can hear my voice and speak English, you can be in this school, and it teaches hardcore skills that every business on earth needs. And I am so sick of these 4-year colleges, and I'm a big education fanatic. But they're basically, they would be in jail if they weren't colleges for the way they're ripping off students. I even have a quiz that shows the 7 college ripoffs. And basically you get out and learn how to protest, and then you're competing for jobs at Starbucks. So very much against that. We have people making money a couple months into the school before they even graduate because these skills are in high demand. So check that out. And a little later, I'll tell you how you can get a scholarship to the school if you're in my mentor program. All right, let's bring on the main event. Kellen Fisher spent more than 17 years as a commercial real estate broker. And finally, at the ripe young age of 55 and in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, she decided to follow her passion. She used COVID to redefine herself. She started a company called Cards That Wow, and it's now grown into an international scope. Kellen, are you ready to screw? The Commute.
I am so ready to screw.
The Commute, right? We got to make that clear. I'll tell you what.
I did.
But I'll tell you where you did get screwed, because I used to speak to real estate agents and driving around in the car and using your own insurance and your own car and you got lying customers. Oh yeah, you're our only agent, you know.
Oh yeah.
And keeping the kids sedated while you're trying to sell the parents. Oh my God. So frustrating job. I did, the name of my speech was how to make the sale when you just backed over the mailbox.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, because I knew they would relate to that. But anyway, so I'm so thrilled that you're on, because, and a good friend of mine recommended you, Alan Baris. He's been on a couple times himself. But this attitude of turning something that could have been, I mean, it is really, really bad in the world into something very, very good is what you did. And I want you to tell everybody about it.
Oh, I'm happy to. Like you said, I was a commercial real estate broker, hated it. I hated it from the day I started it, but it was a deathbed promise I made to my father-in-law, who I loved and trusted.
I was wondering why you stuck at 17 years. Geez.
Yeah, so I did that. Then
So he wanted you to suffer for the rest of your life, or what was this deathbed promise? I never heard that.
He wanted me to take over the business.
Oh, I see. Okay.
A family real estate
company.
Got
it. Okay.
He knew that I could do it.
All
and
right.
I did it very successfully. And then when, he'd passed away, long story short, the business closed. And by that time, the only experience I had was real estate, commercial real estate. So I could only find jobs in real estate.
Right.
So I became a managing broker for a commercial firm in the town that I lived in. And, it just, no matter what I did, I wasn't happy. And then fast forward to the pandemic, and I'm, what am I going to do? Nobody's going to buy real estate right now. And I tried some other jobs, 9-to-5s, and I'm just not a 9-to-5 person.
Yeah.
They're all, you need to be out of the box, think out of the box. And I said, friend, I've never been in the box.
Right.
I've been painting the box. So with that attitude, I joined a mastermind group that are still, they're some of my best friends right now. And we all tried new things and video and, all this new social media. To me, it was new because I fought it all the way.
Right.
And then I realized that, okay, I don't need to go drive to work. I don't need to drive to clients and show properties. And I can do something that I love right from, well, actually, the funny thing is I'm working in my closet right now because
yeah.
in my everyone that interviews me loves that story.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a very small place because I want to be in the school district so my daughter can go to this really fabulous school. And she's graduating.
And work remotely, right?
Yeah, I work remotely, yeah. Yeah, I work from my closet.
No, I'm talking about your daughter going to school remotely. Because
they're starting next week.
Oh, so well, we'll see. Good.
Super excited.
I hope she doesn't burst into flames like they claim.
Yeah, no, she's she's a strong girl, and she's a senior. And my heart goes out to all the seniors because they've missed their proms, they've missed their homecomings. Yeah. The rite of passage. But they're all strong, they're resilient, and they will survive. So I'm living in this tiny, tiny place, and the closet was almost as big as the bedroom. So I just moved my office into the bedroom so that I could have privacy and not, I can lock the dogs out if I need to.
Right.
And yeah, and I learned, a couple of people said to me, I send thank you cards. I've been doing that my whole life. Whenever I meet a client, whenever I sell something, somebody inspires me, I handwrite a note. And I'd handwritten a note to someone, and they had said to me, you should sell these. And I'm like, oh gosh, no, they're too expensive because I hand make each one.
Yeah.
So
yeah. This
buy
isn't
one or 100, it's 100 times more work than the one.
Right.
So I don't discount. And he just said, oh, Kellen, you're selling to the wrong audience. And he was right. Once I got a coach, she helped me define my avatar, my audience. And
which is what?
I haven't looked back.
Which is who? What's your audience?
Well, people that they don't
People
it's
with
kind of
bad
hard.
handwriting would be one of them, like me.
No, because they no, the people with bad handwriting hire me to write them and send them for them.
That's what I
So,
mean. That's I'm your target audience
okay.
because if I wrote them a note, they'd like, who is this? What is this? I can't read any of it.
Well, I think I would best define them as people that define value by by or how they don't define value by cost. So it's somebody that is okay to spend $8 on a card and know that it's going to make an impact to their client, a lasting impact. Not
That's all
only
because I saw this thing I don't know if it was your sister or your sister-in-law, you sent something to two young people getting married or I saw a picture of it somewhere when I was looking you
oh
up.
that was my new line of frame branding.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then I branched out and I did wedding announcements or engagement
Mm-hmm.
announcements. No, those are the 8x8s are $125.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying $8 for that. Yeah.
No, this the single cards
Okay.
because I want to make them attainable, but I do need to be, compensated for the amount of time and effort, love, blood, sweat, tears that goes into each card.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I think I mentioned this when I first talked to you before this podcast, is that I won't even open one of those send out cards. And it's a company probably making money and everything, but if somebody sends me one of those, I don't even open it because I can't stand. To me, it's a fake personal card.
Well, it's not personal at all.
Yes,
it's
not
personalized, but not personal.
Yeah, but fake handwriting font that all lines up perfectly. That's not personal. I mean, you're on the computer. You might as well just send me an email. I'd been just as
Right.
happy. Yeah.
Well, and that's why I started making the branded framed art,
Mm-hmm.
because I've taken, if you think about it, your logo you've put the most love, enthusiasm, passion into creating your brand. And what better gift to give your client is their brand framed as art. They hang it up in their office or, wherever, and they see it every day, and you're top of mind every single day in a very genuine and sincere way.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it.
Yeah, it's great. And I kind of cracked up when I was looking at your bio, though. I never heard anybody that graduated like 3D or something.
I know.
What the heck was that?
It was basically sculpture, which I've never done in my life other than in school. And I paint, I hand draw. And what I didn't tell you is that I don't know if I told you that when I was doing the real estate job, I had to do something creative. So I started volunteering and teaching art in the public schools, K-5.
I saw that. And how does that work? Because I didn't know volunteers could actually teach.
Well, they can teach art when the art is cut out of their program, and they didn't just let me in like, hey, I'm going to teach art today. I had a degree, I had to get fingerprinted, and
right.
I had just to make sure I'm not some kind of weirdo.
Right.
Well, I am, but not that
right.
way.
Different type of weirdo. Yeah. Anybody that's listening to this show is a weirdo. Yeah.
So I taught the K-5, and I did it for 13 years. I mean, I loved it. And then I moved to the Bay Area, and I got I guess accepted or was given approval to teach in Oakland at one of the public schools. And then COVID hit. So I had to put that on pause for
any
a
of
while,
those
but
kids,
I can't wait to get back.
Any of those kids ever go on to anything, profession in art or anything that you know of?
Not that I know of,
probably.
But I do get messages from parents still. And one of my kids, he's a senior, he's going to Harvard, and they were on a camping trip. Maybe, I don't know if it was probably 2 years ago or, just before the pandemic hit. And they were all sitting around the campfire and they were talking about art, and his mom couldn't remember the name of who this artist was. And his name's Bryce. And he goes, "Oh, Mom, that's Picasso." And so she sent me a message saying, "He wouldn't know that if it weren't for you, Kellen. Thank you so much for putting art into his world." And I've gotten messages and, from tons of parents that, they loved what a side of their child that they had never seen before. So that makes me really happy.
Yes, that's really, really nice. But now, how did you find time to be a real estate broker, teach school, and still rescue little foofies, little dogs.
Well, the puppies came a little bit towards the end. They came closer towards the end of my real estate career, we'll call it. Um, and my daughter wanted a dog, and I made her wait 3 years, and then finally she proved to me that, I thought she could take care of it. And I said, "Well, what kind of dog do you want?" And she goes, "I want a pug." And I'm like, "A what?" She says, "A pug." And I said, "But Emily, I'm a cat person." She goes, "I want a pug." And she worked hard, and she saved, we were going to buy one. And I thought, no, I wanted to rescue one. So I heard about a puppy that was a PBP, which is a poorly bred pug.
Mm-hmm.
And they were going to just take him to the pound. And I said, no. I go, "We'll take him." And they're like, "No. And I go, "No, we'll take him." And they actually charged me $200 to take
the one they were going to give away.
The one that they were going to give to the pound.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
His name is Rocco. He just turned 9 this year.
Wow.
And I just fell in love with him and his personality. And then the next thing, I started a pug group, and we started having pug races. And then I started my foundation.
Well, what happened to your daughter at this point?
She decided she wanted another pug.
So was she taking care of it?
She was with my mom at Petco, and they found the next pug, Daisy, which is the namesake of my rescue. And they said, "Oh, Mom, I have to have this dog." And I'm like, no, we have a pug. And she goes, "No, this one needs help." And they put me on video, and I saw her face with her underbite. I think it was an underbite. And I just fell in love with her. And so I ran home, and then I had to have an interview for this pug.
Mm-hmm.
So we came to the house, and I got down on my hands and knees, and she ran up to me, licked my face, and peed on my dining room table. And I thought, that's it.
Yep. Gotta have you now. Yeah, I did that at somebody's house once, and it didn't go as well.
Oh my God. You weren't wearing your little doggy diaper?
No, I wasn't. Yeah, I should have thought of that. But don't you have to change license plates regularly?
No, because so then Daisy passed away. She had a cancer, lymphomatic cancer. And then I had 2 pugs. No, wait. No,
you lose track after a while.
I did. And I was back to 1. But then the Oakland Animal Shelter heard about how I help pugs. They said, "Hey, we got 2 pugs here. We got parvo breakout. I don't want them here because they won't survive." So I took those 2 pugs, and that's Gus and Loretta. And so then I was a 3-pug mom. But then Loretta just passed away in October, and I was back to being a 2-pug mom. And my daughter shows up one afternoon with a little black pug, Max. So now I'm 3-pug mom again.
So your license plate is secure then, right?
That's correct. It's correct.
Yeah, you have to keep that equal, or if it goes much higher, you have to get another car so that you can.
I would get a new car. I wouldn't change the plate. I would get another car.
Yeah,
because I'll need it to carry the pug.
Exactly. Yeah. Now I'm trying to picture a pug. Now, what's the difference between a pug and a boxer? Is that like a stupid question of the earth?
No, it's not. And you know what? None of my pugs are purebreds, I think, except for Gus. And Max does have a boxer-looking face. I don't think they're as smushed in as the pug. So the pug is kind of the middle between the boxer and the bulldog.
So isn't this considered, though, in the big scheme of things, somebody shouldn't have done this in the first place because of the breathing and all that stuff?
I've heard that they've changed the breeding.
Mm-hmm.
And which is why I'll never pay for a pug, because I don't stand for that. So I will rescue them and let the rest of their lives be happy, healthy, and safe. But no, I would never pay a breeder for a pug.
Yeah,
ever.
no, we've rescued lots of Bichon Frises. And when I originally got my retreat center, we needed to be hypoallergenic because guests come in and they're allergic to dog hair and stuff. So I rescued a bunch, and one time I threw, we have this on video somewhere. I have a website called IamNotApoodle.com because everybody says, "Oh, what a cute poodle you have," and then the dog's getting we had to get a doggy psychiatrist because the dog's getting a complex and everything.
Oh my God!
So anyway, the place that rescued him. They're the most selfless. I mean, rescue people can be a little crazy fanatic sometimes, but they're selfless. They are, and they care about the animals. And And so this lady has 17, the most that you're allowed to have in the state of Virginia. So her retired husband, and she's a part-time librarian. They rake in the bucks.
Oh, yeah.
So she's taken care of 17 of these. We've gotten a couple of them from her. So I decided to do a fundraiser for her. So I threw a teleclass, and then I kind of auctioned myself off for consultations and stuff, and so we raised $24,000 for her.
Oh my God.
And so
Awesome.
I got this on video where she thinks we're showing up with about $100, help her out with dog food and stuff. And we showed up with $24,000. She about had a heart attack. We had to rescue her.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah, but I haven't kept up the site much, but it's still up there. I am not a poodle.com.
That's amazing.
But now,
My Rocco is so neurotic that how people have or what do they have? Service animals?
yes.
Well, I'm his service person. I
Oh,
actually wear an orange. I
you
wear an
wear
orange vest
a
when I take
vest
him out.
yourself, right? That's pretty funny. Yeah, no, that's the kind of a sore subject because so many people have abused that. The airlines are cracking down, and
Yeah.
but they had I think you can have a miniature horse as a service animal on a plane.
Well, I used to work at a bank, and the two service animals that were allowed in the bank were the guide dogs and a service pony.
Oh man. So anyway, let's get back to the company. So the company's only been running for a short period of time, right?
Yeah, November is when I officially started.
But it's got a lot of publicity. I mean, you say it's
Yeah, I've been learning the whole social media.
Mm-hmm.
I have presence in all social medias, and it's been like an effort of love because I finally had to hire a virtual assistant to take care of all the posting. So because I couldn't take care of it all. I mean, you need a person full time just to take care of every
and a
platform.
new thing comes along, like TikTok came along out of nowhere, and then
Well, now Clubhouse.
Clubhouse came along out of nowhere. So
yeah.
but my concern about your business, and I wonder if you have thought about this because you're so new at it, is how would you possibly scale this to, if you got 100 orders tomorrow, how would you possibly do it?
Oh, listen, I've got an order for 700 and
Oh.
I'm fine.
Well, you had to do them all yourself though, right?
Yeah.
All right. What if you broke your hand?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I've insured my hands.
Right. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So you put the brush in your mouth or something.
Yeah. Well, no, I have a die cutting machine that cuts out most of the shapes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've just started doing hand painting on some of the designs. It depends what the client
Oh,
wants.
I thought that's what the bulk of it was hand painting.
Oh, no, they're all die cut glitter paper, and other embellishments.
So
whatever.
you could teach somebody under your supervision to do this. Oh, okay. All right. That's different. I thought all these were hand painted. I was like, wow.
And I've already grown to the point I had to buy another machine and another computer. So I've got two of them running at a time.
All in your closet there. Yeah, boy.
In my closet. and my daughter has offered to help me. So I do have a little backup.
What does she do?
She's graduating high school this year, and she's getting ready to go play basketball at Worcester University in Ohio.
Wow, is it open? I mean,
so far we're gonna go visit over spring break and meet the coach and just check it out.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a brief sponsor break, but when we come back, we're going to ask Kellen what's a typical day look like for her in her new fledgling business that's going crazy and how she stays motivated. So folks, about 23 years ago, I kind of turned the internet marketing guru world on its head, and that people at my level were charging like 50 or 100 grand up front to teach what they knew to small business people. And I knew a lot of these people. You give them 50 grand up front, you'd never see them again. And so I thought, that's not fair. It's too risky for a small business to put out that kind of money. So I said, I'm going to fix this. So I kind of turned it upside down and kind of made them all mad because I charged like 10% of the, as an entry fee. And then I tied my success to your success. So for me to get my 50 grand, you had to net 200 grand. Well, people loved this. And 1,700 students later and 23 years later, it's still going strong because they knew I wouldn't disappear on them. And It's basically the longest running, most unique, most successful mentor program in the field of internet and digital marketing ever. And I have no trouble saying that because I've dared people for years to put their program up against mine line for line, and nobody will do it because I blow them away. Ours is one-on-one with me and my whole staff will help you. You're not lumped in with people more advanced or less advanced than you. You have an immersion weekend at the Great Internet Marketing Retreat Center, the only facility of its kind in the world where you actually live in a state home with me to watch all this happen. We have a TV studio here where we shoot marketing videos for you and edit them, put the graphics, send them to you. And you get a scholarship to my school, which you can either use yourself or gift to somebody. And we had one guy spend $80,000 on his 4-year college for his daughter, and she got a crappy education and ended up with a crappy job. He gave her this scholarship, and 4 months into it, she's making $6,000 a month as a side hustle. So this is powerful things that are actually in demand in the marketplace. You're not going to be competing for jobs at Starbucks after this. So anyway, check it out at greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com, and give me a call. I'm very accessible, and I can lay it out for you what life would be like for you online. And it's not just for your young kids. If you have a business already, you're probably overpaying by sometimes 100 times what things should cost because the people selling these services know that you don't know any better. So we can save you a fortune and give you a much bigger web presence if you knew what you were doing. All right, so check that out. All right, let's get back to the main event. We're here with Kellen Fisher, who turned the proverbial lemons into lemonade with the pandemic. She finally got rid of the thing that she hated, and she's doing the thing that she loves. So Kellen, what's a typical day look like for you in this new business?
Well, there is no real typical day. I am a creative and I'm living it to the fullest. So some days I wake up at 5 and first thing I do is I take the pugs out for a walk.
Okay, of course.
I take each of them out separately.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I get a little extra exercise and they get a little extra mama time.
Okay.
Then I, obviously have breakfast and all that stuff, but then I sit down and the night before I've planned out the day. So if I'm creating designs, I do that in the morning because my brain is fresh. And then I'll block out some time to answer emails, take care of that side of the business. I don't do cold calls or anything. What I do is I find people. I've been using LinkedIn a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I find people that I think would love my product and I make samples for them and I send them to him.
Oh.
And then I make a note to follow up in 2 weeks. So someday, so I usually have a follow-up day during the week for that. And then I take Thursdays off because I found that I was working and I got creative blocks and it was really causing me problems. So I take Thursdays off because if I want to go to Costco, it's not busy. And, and it's just a good day.
You're not French, are
you? No.
Reason, because I went to the Louvre in Paris on a Tuesday and it was closed. And I'm thinking, who closes on a Tuesday?
Oh my gosh, that would be so disappointing.
I was so mad. I went down to the French Riviera and ate at McDonald's just to make them mad. I had to go back on Thursday. They were open.
And then throughout the day, I just kind of I have a Calendly thing that schedules all my appointments. I do have 2 shows that are on Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Pacific time. And then that one's called Ignite Your Wow. And I interview people that make me wow. And we learn how they found their passions and are living their lives. And then on Wednesdays.
And of course, you're going to have me on there, or does it have to be an artist?
I know. I thought about that while you were doing your break. I'm like, oh my God, do you know how many people I would make mad if I had you on my show?
Why? Why would you make them mad?
Because there's a lot of like coaches and it's like you'd be spilling the secrets.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not in the best favor in some of these because of the value that I give. It just blows people away because I'm a fanatic. I'm just
Yeah,
crazy.
no, you're totally on, and I'm sending you the link
Yeah.
as soon as we're
Okay.
done here. And then I have another show called Candidly Speaking with Shell and Kel, and we're just two good friends that we met during the pandemic and decided we wanted to have a talk show. And there's, it's called Unscripted Girl Talk with a Purpose. And we usually end up talking about makeup and the guys that are on the show have given us more tips than the
On
women. To be
makeup.
truthful. Yeah, on moisturizers and eyebrows.
Well, that wouldn't be me.
Of course, we had Clancy Clark on the other day, and he was talking about some soap that you can use it to clean your saddles and wash your face. So
That's
that
good
was,
to know. If you have a leathery complexion, I guess.
exactly. Yeah, so and then I'm also writing a book, and I'm about halfway done with it, and I do that in the evenings. I shut down and I'm getting that done because it's going to be done by the end of this month. So I'm really excited about that.
You know what I'm worried about though is
Burnout?
no, not I'm worried about the pugs because I mean literally, I'm not even being funny. When your daughter disappears off the face of the earth, how are they going to react
Oh, do not worry.
when she goes to
They've completely
college?
bonded with me,
Oh, okay.
all 3 of them.
All right. They won't even miss
Yeah,
her?
no, they won't know she's gone.
Okay. Because she did
She
start
came in
this,
the other day asking if we could have a ferret. I'm like, "What? No more animals. I'm already taking care of 3."
Okay.
So my day and, some days I wake up at 2 in the morning and I'll write, or
Mm-hmm.
if I come up with a design, I'll design. I mean, I'm kind of on 24/7. It just depends on my mood and the creative spark that I have.
Yeah. Okay. But working on by yourself, how do you stay motivated?
Oh, that's easy. It's my daughter because the book I'm writing is about my relationships, how they
Mm-hmm.
were toxic, narcissistic, and I decided one day while I was laying in a bathtub crying that no, this is not an example for my daughter to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to break this cycle of abuse and just self-loathing. And so everything I've done has been, well, for me, but mainly to set a good example for her so she can see that she can be a strong, independent woman that doesn't necessarily have to have a man to be successful
Mm-hmm.
or to take care of her. So that's my motivation.
Yeah, I saw somewhere man is not a plan. I
Well,
thought,
I gave her this analogy that a lot of people they've laughed at, but it's true. I tell her, I go, M-Bug, you and I are chocolate cupcakes.
what are you calling
We
her?
are,
M-Bug.
yeah, she's my M-Bug
M-Bug.
or love bug.
Okay.
I said, we are chocolate cupcakes because we both love chocolate. I said, all by ourselves, we are sweet, tasty, desirable, and we can stand on our own. I said, when you find the man of your dreams who's going to enhance you, not support you, but to enhance you, he's the frosting. And that just makes the cupcake that much better. I said, so you need to be looking for frosting, not someone to support you.
Wow. Well, that's a great example you're setting for her. That's for sure. So thanks so much for coming on. And, it should be a lot of people out there probably doing things that they hate and just feel that that's the only way to go. But you turn back to your 3D passion and they're making it work. Good for you.
Yeah, I turned my lemon into a lemon drop.
The lemon drop. Okay, that's even better than lemonade. So thanks so much for coming on. Tell them how they get a hold of you. Tell them the website and all that again.
Yeah, thank you so much. They can reach me at Cards That Wow, www.cardsthatwow.com. You can find me on LinkedIn, any kind of social media.
It's
And
Kellen. Spell your name and everything for him.
It's Kellen, Kellen, at Cards That Wow. Or like I said, and I'm on most of the social medias, I'm Kellen Ann.
ANNE or K-A-N-N?
Just ANN, yeah.
Kellen Ann, okay.
That story is for another show.
Okay, yeah. And your last name is Fisher, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, I hope that they buy a bunch of custom cards from you and they'll visit the website And like I said, I can't stand those fake custom cards, but these are real custom cards. So this is
I'm gonna be
I
sure to
like
send
this.
you a couple because you get samples when you're on my show. I send you
Well, yeah,
a set.
well, yeah, and we'll have it here at the retreat center. So as soon as COVID, as soon as somebody decides to kill that, um,
Hmm.
we have a lot of high-end people that come through here, and we have a display case, so we'll put it right in our main display. Beautiful.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
All right. So
Thank you so much. I loved this. This was fun. I'm so glad I got to screw.
I hear you. I hear you. So thanks so much, Kellen, and we will catch everybody on